Floyd Money Mayweather. Ladies and gentlemen, chaos broke out. And I'm not talking about legit, bona fide boxing, pure boxing chaos. I'm talking about the kind of stuff that
They pray on my downfall. It's not gonna happen. But the thing is this, man. Don't go against me, ride with me. My thing is that I know how to win no matter. Trust. Every morning I get up in the mirror and I say, I say to myself when I'm, brushing my teeth, I say, you know what? Only person I can trust, that person right there. Because we all know we could trust ourselves. But we all always know somebody else is always going to.
Floyd Mayweather has once again landed in the middle of heated controversy, and this time, ESPN's Stephen A. Smith has been pulled into the spotlight. According to the discussion, Mayweather recently shared a private clip on social media that appeared to show Stephen A. Smith contacting him for financial help. Floyd used the moment to frame Stephen A. as part of a wider wave of critics who he believes are turning against him now that they think he's no longer untouchable. Since then, the debate has moved beyond the clip itself and into something much bigger. People are now divided. Some argue Stephen A. is simply being labeled a hater, while others say the criticism reflects genuine concerns about Mayweather's financial situation and whether the rumors about his money problems are actually true.
Owes a bunch of gambling debts. Floyd, okay? And he tried to plant fake news out here saying that he was in downtown LA giving out money, and then he was at the
Two rumors about Floyd Mayweather's finances have been gaining traction, with what some say are more than just empty claims behind them. Reports point to legal filings, court disputes, and business developments that are slowly challenging the long-standing Money Mayweather image he built over the years. At the center of the discussion are multiple lawsuits and growing concerns that his massive fortune may not be as secure as it once appeared. One of the key cases involves a Miami-based jeweler who alleges that Mayweather owes more than $4 million for unpaid luxury items. The claim hasn't been resolved, and according to the reports, it is still moving through the legal system. The purchases in question include high-end watches and diamond pieces, luxury items Floyd has often showcased publicly on social media. Despite that flashy image, the alleged debt remains unsettled, adding further attention to the ongoing case.
Life is expensive, but come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse, your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets.
In addition, reports from Nigeria claim that a court ordered Floyd Mayweather to repay $2.4 million to a media company known as Zenny Media Concept Limited. The case reportedly stems from an alleged breach of contract tied to a promotional appearance. According to the claim, Mayweather was paid to attend an event but did not show up, leading the company to pursue legal action to recover the funds. The court ruling, as reported, now requires the money to be returned. The situation adds another layer to the broader narrative surrounding Mayweather's financial and legal issues, with international disputes now joining the list of controversies connected to his business dealings.
So the money's really gone?
Yeah, that's what you think. It's get the money, spend the money.
All that money?
It took been 2 years.
So is it just his overhead is so high on a day-to-day, month-to-month? Like
I don't even want to talk about it. Like with the lifestyle, that money's gone. Trust me. Now it's like if you call him, he'll be at your your local host in a nightclub because you need that action right now.
On the U.S. side, his real estate activity has also sparked questions and skepticism. Mayweather previously made headlines after announcing a major investment tied to a $10 billion office portfolio connected to 61 W companies. He even shared celebratory posts online, presenting it as a huge win in his business career. However, when reporters and analysts began digging deeper, they found that the specifics around the deal were unclear and difficult to verify. This has led to more debate about the true scale and structure of the investment, adding another layer of uncertainty to the broader conversation around his financial moves.
To my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on the regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings It's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings.
6. Further adding to the confusion, Mayweather also claimed he acquired 62 apartment buildings in Manhattan for about $42 million through his company, Vita Properties. However, a closer look at property records reportedly failed to show his name connected to those transactions. Because of this, some real estate insiders have quietly questioned whether those claims were accurate or possibly exaggerated, fueling even more uncertainty about his true financial standing. Despite the ongoing speculation, his spending habits appear unchanged. Reports say he spent over $1 million on a luxury suite during Super Bowl weekend in Las Vegas in 2024, has been seen shopping at high-end stores, and continues to showcase a watch collection allegedly worth around $100 million, maintaining his signature lifestyle in the public eye.
The only person who's been able to do like that is Floyd Mayweather. He's the only guy who's been able to just be balling out of control, constantly flashing money, $1 million watches, you know, a fleet of super expensive cars, and still.
5 public records reportedly did not list Floyd Mayweather as a major stakeholder in those properties, and his name was largely absent from the official documentation that would normally support such a large-scale claim. As a result, questions began circulating about whether his role in the deal was being overstated, with some suggesting he may have amplified his involvement to reinforce the image of a billionaire businessman he has promoted since retiring from boxing.
Just another ordinary day, chilling in an EWV Rolls Royce. For those that don't know what an EWV is, that's an extended wheelbase Rolls Royce. I need the leg. I know I ain't that tall, about 5'8.5", some days 5'9", but
even to his supporters, it still feels like the same familiar Floyd, bold, loud, and unapologetically extravagant. But to critics, the behavior looks different. More like someone trying to hold on tightly to an image that may no longer match reality. Amid all the controversy, Mayweather hasn't stayed quiet. Instead, he's fired back at his critics, with figures like Stephen A. Smith becoming direct targets of his frustration. He's accused them of jealousy and negativity, pushing back hard against the ongoing narrative surrounding his name. Taking to Instagram, Floyd made his stance clear, suggesting that people are quick to doubt him simply because they never expected him to succeed on his own terms in the first place.
Floyd Money Mayweather up until recently didn't have any money, so Floyd is the highest earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. And after making a killing, he ended up retiring in 2017. However, he dug himself into a hole after making super lavish purchases like the—
They expect athletes to end up broke, not to build business empires. They expect flashy lifestyles, not financial education and smart investments. But I've changed that narrative using my own money, my own thinking, and my own decisions. If that makes people uncomfortable, that says more about them than it does about me. Too often, people are quicker to question success than to acknowledge growth. Instead of recognizing progress, they try to tear it down or doubt its legitimacy. I didn't follow the old expectations. I learned, I invested, and I'm continuing to build something bigger than just a sports career, something lasting. Whether people approve or not, the focus stays the same. Building a legacy and respecting the process instead of trying to break it apart.
The money.
Just like but I don't even think he don't need any money.
He spends so much money.
Yeah, but he don't need any.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Floyd good.
I bet if he's playing for the future, you got to keep it coming in if you're going to keep spending the way he spends.
Yeah, but I think he has a lot of other business interests that he can get money from, not just.
Still, critics argue that the situation on the ground raises serious questions. Reports surfaced of employees at his Los Angeles gym staging protests, claiming they had gone weeks without pay. Videos circulating online showed staff expressing frustration, which only added to the ongoing speculation surrounding his businesses. For many observers, incidents like these make it harder to maintain the image of limitless wealth and perfect financial control. Alongside his real estate claims, Mayweather has also recently been active in the cryptocurrency space, promoting a new digital token called a SET.
I mean, it's the new wave. It's what everybody's doing. And I started, of course I started with boxing, but then of course now it's real estate. My real estate portfolio is crazy, but I'm truly blessed. I'm truly blessed. And if cryptocurrency is the new wave, You know what? Be the best.
Floyd's message is straightforward. He feels like many people are quietly hoping to see him fail. In his view, the conversation isn't really about financial problems, but about jealousy and resentment toward his success. He positions himself not only as a retired boxing legend, but also as a sharp businessman whose achievements are being unfairly questioned. According to this perspective, the criticism comes from a refusal to accept a different kind of story for a black athlete, one who didn't just earn wealth, but learned how to build and manage it beyond the ring.
That I did was New York real estate. So it started off with 7 figures, and I was getting a certain amount of money every month. When I first gave them $5 million, I was getting $50,000 a month. So I said, yo, the money kept coming on the 18th every month. 50,000 would come in. I still was competing, I still was fighting, I still was active, and I still was making.
He has also been offering promotional incentives to fans, including items like signed gloves and championship memorabilia for those who engage with the project. While Mayweather has long been involved in endorsements and branding deals, some observers say the frequency and style of these promotions point toward a desire for faster liquidity, something that contrasts with the image he once projected of casually carrying millions in cash. All of this has added more fuel to the ongoing debate, especially with critics like Stephen A. Smith, who has moved from being a familiar media figure around Floyd to one of his most outspoken commentators. While Mayweather insists the criticism is driven by jealousy and negativity, others argue that figures like Stephen A. are simply highlighting concerns about whether his spending habits and business moves can remain sustainable without constant high-level income.
Floyd Mayweather, man.
Man, do we got money or not? I don't know what's going on.
I'm lost.
Man, I seen, I think Stephen A. was talking about he was bankrupt.
See, I know he came out with this commercial talking about he just invested in this deal that's worth like $402 million that's dealing with 60 apartment buildings.
Yeah, I heard a nigga bought half of New York.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so he walking down the street of New York. Yeah, I own that one. I own that one.
I seen that too.
So some people.
Adding to the controversy is the fact that Floyd Mayweather's entire public image has always been built around the idea of invincibility. He was portrayed as undefeated in the ring, unbeatable in business, and untouchable in life. If that perception begins to weaken, it could challenge the very foundation of what turned Money Mayweather into a global brand. The luxury jewelry, fleets of exotic cars, and social media displays of stacked cash weren't just random flexes, they became a core part of his identity. And if any of it is ever proven to be exaggerated, the backlash could be significant. Still, Mayweather continues to show confidence in response to the criticism. He regularly posts glimpses of his lifestyle, dismisses negative comments, and pushes back strongly against any suggestion that his success or financial position is declining.
I haven't seen one of my buildings is One Summit,
Yes.
Actually, it's one of the tallest commercial buildings in the world. So just in New York alone, I got 9 skyscrapers. And Andrew Mathias, great business guy. This is what he told me one day. We took a walk. We was in New York. We was taking a walk. He said, "You see that building right there?" He said, "Yeah." We said, "We own that. You see this building? We own it." So we was walking and walking. Then he said, a boxer makes money.
In his view, the critics will always exist, and most of them will never truly understand his journey. Rather than seeing the backlash as a sign of decline, he frames it as confirmation that he's still operating at a level that draws attention and envy. Mayweather often suggests that his success naturally attracts negativity from people who, in his eyes, are frustrated with their own lives and achievements. From his perspective, the more criticism he receives, the more it reflects the scale of what he has accomplished. Outside the ring, he continues to present himself as a polished and strategic businessman who is still making major moves, insisting that his focus remains on growth, success, and maintaining his legacy on his own terms.
In the beginning, I feel like people was rooting for me, wanted the best for me. And the more and more as I accomplished more and kept accomplishing things, then you start seeing like different things. Then you start seeing, he's a wife beater, or he's not that smart, or you hear so many different things. And I just feel like, okay, you're entitled to believe whatever.
He says he is building a long-term legacy through strategic investing and business decisions, and that anyone who feels threatened by his success is simply revealing their own insecurities. Mayweather has made it clear that he sees himself as rewriting the narrative. In his eyes, he is not the struggling former athlete the critics try to paint him as. He remains Money Mayweather, undefeated not only in the ring, but in life and business as well. However, as legal disputes continue to surface, reports of unpaid staff emerge, and questions grow around certain property deals. The criticism has only intensified. Even with former associates and media figures turning into outspoken critics, the noise around him is becoming harder to ignore.
Some of the biggest artists, and you wouldn't even know, because my name don't have to be on everything. I have to be the marquee. Yeah, because sometimes if you put your name on certain things, you got people that's gonna be jealous. So sometimes I don't got to have my name on it to collect the check. So,
back in the closing years of boxing's strong 1990s era, Floyd Mayweather was quietly building his name one victory at a time. His rise wasn't rushed, it was carefully constructed, fight by fight, each performance adding more weight to the growing reputation around him. The young talent from Grand Rapids, Michigan quickly showed he wasn't ordinary. His style was built on elite defense, sharp precision, and flawless footwork. He didn't just win fights, he completely shut opponents down, making them look powerless inside the ring. Today, that same fighter stands as the richest boxer in the sport's history, a Hall of Fame inductee, and widely recognized as one of the greatest to ever compete. But his dominance wasn't limited to boxing ability alone. Over time, his confidence and outspoken personality became just as impactful as his skills, allowing him to mentally break opponents before they even stepped into the ring.
Okay, well, we're gonna know in the least amount of fights. You know, I didn't have to have 70 fights or 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that
the greatest of all time.
Okay.
All right.
In a recent interview with FightHype.com, Floyd Mayweather displayed his trademark confidence, appearing completely unaffected by the ongoing narrative surrounding his name. Speaking with calm defiance, he said, "Like I always say, I can't be stopped. You can't stop me. What's meant to be in life is meant to be, period. I don't have anything against anybody. I'm not upset with anybody. I'm not mad at anybody. I'm just saying, look at this." He went on to explain that his comments were in line with how he speaks about fighters like Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney, making it clear that he respects them personally. According to Mayweather, there is no hostility toward today's boxers, but the same competitive drive that built his career still remains strong. He also took a moment to challenge Top Rank, the promotional company connected to those fighters, suggesting that if they truly believe they have the best talent, they should attempt to produce someone better than him.
It's Floyd Mayweather. You know, I don't think that is, Muhammad Ali paved the way for me to be where I'm at today. And, you know, he's a legend. But when we talk about record breaking, we also got to talk about Ali lost to a fighter with 7 fights when he lost his world title to a fighter with only 7 fights. So these are the things that we don't look at. We don't only look at him standing for a cause, which is the great thing because he's
17. At the core of Floyd's comments is a broader perspective on competition and legacy. He recognizes the value of setting ego aside to make the biggest and most meaningful fights happen, while still staying fully aware of the business behind it all. Even when speaking with respect, he maintains a sharp strategic edge, carefully positioning himself without overplaying his hand. It's the same mindset that helped him transition from elite boxer to a powerful figure in business and branding after retirement. Any discussion of Mayweather's modern legacy also circles back to one of the most defining moments of his career, the 2017 fight against UFC star Conor McGregor. What initially looked like a pure spectacle quickly evolved into a global cultural event that crossed the boundaries between sport, entertainment, and business. The matchup reportedly generated around $600 million, reinforcing Mayweather's reputation as one of the most profitable attractions in combat sports history.
has weak hands. He's broken his hands many times. And even though he's capable of knocking guys out, it's with precision. He's not going to knock you out like a John the Beast Mugabe would, or a Francis Ngannou would, or a real power puncher, Joe Smith. There's guys who just fucking get you to the cage or in against the ropes and just smack.
Forbes reported that Mayweather personally earned around $275 million from the fight, while McGregor reportedly walked away with about $85 million, making it one of the most financially successful events in combat sports history. Even years later, the bout continues to be analyzed from different angles, with new details and perspectives still emerging. On an appearance on the Hot Boxin' with Mike Tyson podcast, Stephen A. Smith shared a behind-the-scenes story that added another layer to the event's legacy. He recalled a conversation with Mayweather before the fight in which Floyd confidently predicted he would stop McGregor around the 8th or 9th round. At the time, Smith admitted he was skeptical, especially considering Mayweather's age, past hand issues, and the fact that his knockout power had diminished compared to his earlier career at lower weight classes.
Stephen A. raised eyebrows when he claimed that Mayweather may not be as financially stable as he claims to be. According to Smith, there's a reason to believe that the former champion is either in financial trouble or heading straight towards.
Mayweather, however, dismissed those doubts with confidence and clear analysis, breaking down McGregor's limitations with surgical detail. He pointed out that McGregor, coming from an MMA background, was not accustomed to elite-level boxing, especially while being forced to fight on the back foot. Floyd's approach was straightforward but highly effective. Stay close, apply constant pressure, limit McGregor's space, and slowly drain his energy over time. In the fight itself, that exact game plan played out almost perfectly, as Mayweather gradually broke McGregor down before the referee stopped the contest in the 10th round. Stephen A. Smith later admitted he was stunned by how accurately Floyd had predicted and executed the entire strategy. During the discussion, Mike Tyson even chimed in with a simple but powerful remark: "He's the man," acknowledging Mayweather's exceptional fight intelligence in preparation.
40s now, still fighting these random people in random places. For 5 million here, 10 million there.
No, he's just a big spender. You can't spend like that, you know? Like,
this guy has a lot of chains.
So many chains, bro. Chains, that's a depreciating asset. Get yourself something that'll hold value. Go buy some real estate, brother. Buy an original. We'd love to have you in the Dow. Invest in Prime, huh?
As the conversation between Smith and Tyson went on, Smith made an interesting comparison between Mayweather's performance against McGregor and Tyson Fury's tactical approach in his trilogy with Deontay Wilder. He pointed back to the build-up of their third fight, where Fury, after being pushed into the bout following Wilder's legal challenge, made a bold and confident prediction at the press conference. Smith recalled Fury saying he would beat Wilder because he saw weaknesses in him, and that he planned to lean on him, drain his energy, and take away his movement by coming into the fight significantly heavier than before.
And he says, I'm gonna take him out about the 8th or 9th round. And I said, your hand's always broken. You ain't known for your punching power since you moved up from lightweight to welterweight. Why are you so sure you're gonna do this? He says, Stephen A., he's a UFC fighter. He said, and he's a striker. He's accustomed to coming at you and throwing punches. What he's not accustomed to doing is punching while he's throwing backwards.
21, both cases highlight something important about elite fighters. Game planning at that level can look almost like prediction because they understand styles so deeply. Mayweather and Fury both rely heavily on reading opponents, controlling rhythm, and forcing fights into uncomfortable patterns where their advantages take over. In Mayweather's case against McGregor, the strategy was clearly about experience in pure boxing pressure, distance control, and forcing fatigue over time. With Fury versus Wilder, it was more about physicality, clinch work, and neutralizing power through exhaustion and disruption. When those plans work, they can look pre-decided, even though they're really just elite-level tactical execution. As for the idea of it being a money grab, that angle usually exists in big crossover or high-profile fights, because business is always part of combat sports. But that doesn't cancel out the competitive preparation or skill involved in carrying out a fight plan at that level. So the most balanced view is this: High-stakes fights are both things at once carefully calculated business events and real technical battles shaped by elite fight